Hi Year 5, so well done for doing your optical pattern work. I am very aware that it was tricky for some, and just make sure this week that you are being even more precise with your edges. The trick with this illusion art or optical art is to make it be as precise, as mathematically accurate as possible to get a really strong effect. So just be aware of that as we're working today. We're going to go on to do colour. And we know quite a bit about colour because we've done our colour wheels. And there are a few tricks that we can do with this. You can include things like doing the complementary colours, which are the colours that are opposite on the colour wheel. For example, blue and orange are complementary, and they basically fight each other because they are completely different shades of colour. So we're going to have a look at doing contrasting or complementary colour that help each colour to stand out even more. For example, blue and orange, purple, yellow, and red and green. And then we'll have a look at doing some maybe more blendable analogue colours that all join together and see how that changed the effect of the pattern. We're just going to do 4 today. I am going to leave the 4th box free for you to show me an idea of things you've been thinking about when we've been doing this pattern work. I hope you enjoy. I hope you can see the difference with using shades of colour. So let's get started. Here's my layout. I've got my title of colour patterns and I've got my boxes here. So they are 8 centimetres wide, 10 centimetres long, and have a 2 centimetre gap all the way around. You can see I've drawn lines, so I've done one straight line down here and I've divided it up into sections and then drawn them across to create a grid, a bit like I showed you last week with the 6 boxes. I'm now going to rub out these lines that are in between and start to draw my patterns. For this first one, we're going to go and do diagonals, but we're going to change the width of the line. So I'm changing, I've put my line through the cross here to give me a guide on the box. And I've done 1 centimetre, half a centimetre, centimetre, half a centimetre, and I'm going to repeat that as it goes across. I just need to join these lines up now, so they become changing diagonals, and I'll do the same on the other side. On this side, I've started, rather than doing a full centimetre, I'm trying to create the pattern. So I started with a half centimetre, then a 1, then a half, then a 1. And again, I'm going to join these lines up to make my changing shape diagonal. Here is it finished. I'm just going to rub out some of my guidelines to neaten this up. And then I'm going to do the colour at the end once I've drawn out the rest. This one I'm going to do some 2 centimetre squares. Same method, I'm going to start off with a centre line through the middle, and then I'm going to go this way by 2 centimetres and repeat. And I'm going to go this way by 2 centimetres. Okay, so because we're now working in a rectangle this week and not in a square, I'm going to put my diagonal across this way for my other squares, but they're going to be definitely more like diamonds because the angles are sharper, which I think will create a nice effect. So I'm going to do the same method, 1 line through the middle, and repeat my 2 centimetre spaces either side. There we go, so it's become a diamond like I said, which I think is going to be a really interesting pattern. When you're measuring, make sure you just measure away from the centre line very accurately with your centimetres to keep it as a diamond shape, because I found that if I twisted my ruler, everything would have gone out of alignment. So just make sure it doesn't kind of seem right to put your ruler like that, because it changes the angle of the other line from the other side. But try and be accurate off that middle line. That's the best way. We're now going to go on to do, I think, finish off on a spiral, and then like I said, the 4th one is going to be a choice of your own. Just put in my guides lines for this. So I want to create a spiral. So this is definitely a trickier one, but I thought it'd be nice to try it. So I'm going to start from the centre, and I'm going to try and very evenly spiral out my lines using these crossing over lines here. First of all, to help me find the centre, but also just to help me try and stay even as I curve around. Now your spiral might become more of an oval because we're working in a rectangle. That's absolutely fine, but I think this would be a really good thing to experiment with. So let's try it. So what I've done is I've started off quite small and then I've got bigger with my curves. I'm going to leave all these lines and even the guidelines, and I'm going to colour in, starting from the centre. I'm going to focus on black and white, and do black, white as I come out. And as you see here, you've got these, focus phone, hang on, there we go. We've got these sections here that are divided up by the guidelines. So it's going to go black in that one there, and then white, and then black, and then white. And I'll show you that when I do the colouring in, but I think that will look really effective. The reason I'm going to use black is I'm not going to rub up my pencil lines before I do it. So then if I have any issues with pencil being left over in the white sections, I can just rub that out, and the black sections will have blocked out any pencil showing. That makes sense. So that one I'm going to keep black and white. There we go. This one I'm going to leave as a choice for you guys. Then I'm going to go for a complementary or contrasting colour with this one. So that's on the colour wheel. It's the ones opposite each other. So you've got blue and orange, yellow, purple, and green and red. I think I'm going to go for blue and orange on this one. This one I think I'm going to go for analog, which means that they are all in a similar area of the colour wheel. So this one I think I might go for maybe green and blue, because they're together. This one I'm going to keep black and white. I think that's the best method. If you don't have black, maybe just a dark colour with white would work well. And then this one, I'd love to see what you're going to create. So I will finish off my page, apart from this box here, which would be your choice, as well as my title, and I will show you the finished product. I've done my blue and orange. I then got my green and blue diamonds, and now I'm going on to my spirals. Now I just wanted to talk about this one. Because it's 8 sections, you're going to have 4 that are going to be black and 4 that are going to be white in every spiral section. So I've just done my lower section here. When you go on to the next one, try and work out from that point rather than going around, because otherwise you're going to have a black and a black together. So I'm going to work out from this one and make sure it goes black, white, and here white, black, because then it should ensure that you always get a change of colour for each section, and there's no white and white together, or there's no black and black together. Okay, so I just want to talk about this one. I have done this a bit wrong, typical, and I think actually what the fault is it needs to have an uneven amount of these guidelines here. So what I'm going to do is that you can see I've got too many blacks here and it doesn't work. So I'm just going to put in an extra line through here to divide up my black and white section. So I have a pencil line coming through here, and this section is going to be half the size, but it should then allow me to continue the black and white method. Like with everything in art, I am trialing this. This is a bit new for me. So don't worry if you've made a mistake on the spiral. I actually quite like the effect it's created, even with the mistake. It does look like it's changing in size. It is an illusion. So don't worry if you've made a mistake like I have. Try and put in a ninth line here, and that should figure it out. Finished. I've just done a simple title today. I've got my blue and orange diagonals. I've got my green and blue diamond squares, and my slightly gone wrong, but I've figured it out, spiral. With this one, if you are able to do 9 lines and not 8, because 8 made it symmetrical, that works. But you can see this little corner here is where I added in my line, and actually I get away with it. It still works, which is great. The 4th box, excuse me, is to for you to show me an idea that maybe you have with patterns, or a different colourway. You could repeat a pattern and change a different colour. You could do the spiral again, maybe try and do it evenly in different colours. But that is your choice box. I hope you enjoy. Please be precise, please be a bit mathematical with this, and when you are finished, please upload your work to Teams. Thank you.